Hey, Coach.
Good to see the rest of you too, except for Dwayne.
I don't blame you.
Wow,
I
already?
don't blame you.
Wow, that's fast.
Didn't even take him a month already.
Yeah,
Lonnie at least gave him a couple of months.
It's all wonderful. It's all wonderful. Better that than anything. But the injury front, just curious of updates on. I know Brad had the tightness in the back, and then obviously Eubanks with an ankle. Where are they at in terms of getting back?
Yeah, Brad was a full participant. He's good to go. Expects to play Monday. And Drew was a non-contact participant in practice. Kept him out of contact.
And then just looking at, it's weird because I know you're trying to be smart and everything with the lineups, but then because Kevin and Devin played and Bradley didn't, are you trying to play those three again tomorrow?
I expect all three of them to play on Monday. Yeah, and then we'll read where they're at for the last game. Yep.
Another thing was when looking at Jordan in particular, that whole idea that he, as a point guard, he can play that role. What did you think of just his first go at it?
Yeah, a lot of positive little things that I noticed. I thought he did a really good job evading screens. Sometimes bigger guards get clipped and get hung up a lot, but he did a really good job getting into the ball and not getting screened. I like that he was a willing crasher. We're trying to be a team that sends a bunch of guys to the boards, and he's consistent with that. And then his overall floor game, running a team, playmaking and pick and rolls, shoot the ball, catch and shoot situations. Very versatile player, and someone I think is going to help us.
To follow up on one more health thing, does Ish still have a shot to play in the preseason, or is this rehab process still coming along?
Yeah, I don't know where that's at. I don't know if he's going to be able to play. He definitely won't play for Monday, and we'll see where he's at for the final week.
Before the injury, how did you get to know his game this summer and just evaluating him as a player?
Yeah, he was in here more than anybody on our team. He's an extremely dedicated, hard worker. Wants to perfect his craft, and a good culture guy. Our whole organization loves having him around. And I've enjoyed getting to know him, both on the court, off the court. A lot of conversations over his cars and whatnot, and just a great guy, and a guy that really sets the tone with work ethic.
Not every roster goes into the preseason having to make some cuts. You guys have two to make. How do you handle that part of the equation, and also you want to keep your guys that are going to be prominent for you in the rotation as well?
Yeah, coaching staff will have input, and then front office will make the final decision, about who makes the roster and who doesn't, and we'll go from there.
As far as your defensive process in the last preseason game, how did you like the way guys, like when Nurk is up to the level of the screen, some of those early rotations that you guys are sort of working through?
Yeah, first 6 minutes was poor. The rest of the game was great. What we did was first 6 minutes they scored 23. The next 18 they scored 22. So we know we have a gear that we can challenge our guys to reach a different level. They pick things up, and we continue to grow our scheme and our coverages.
Nasir Little obviously got the start. What have you seen from him in preseason and training camps?
Yeah, he played really well, and he's got great toughness. That's what I love most about him. Obviously, he's an improved three-point shooter. Brings a physical body out there. He's been one of our most consistent crashers as well, because we want those guys, whoever's in that role, around Brad, Book, and KD, to be out there defending, playing hard, playing scrappy, and getting on the boards. And he's doing all that.
With what Gerald just asked about with Nurkić at the level, in your experience, what is the hardest part to nail down? That initial one that you guys missed on the first play, or the rotations after they were there, like you said, once ago?
Yeah, well, obviously the rotation's behind, but we're only going to do the Nurk up. Not to get into our terminology, but having him up against certain scorers, and when it happens, we don't want to overcommit to it. We want to do that to take away threes, dribble up threes, and then get them back and recover to their man as quickly as possible. And a lot of details got cleaned up within that the other day.
Frank, what's the chemistry been like with your staff? I know you had a lot of respect for Kevin Young. How's that all gelling together?
It's been great. We're having a lot of fun, putting in a lot of hours, getting to know each other and studying our team. And every time we're together, it's more content to you. You guys talk about content all the time with your industry. every time we have a practice and we record it on video, there's more content for us to dive into, absorb, study, and improve our team. So it leads to a lot of conversations, and the staff chemistry has been good.
What's impressed you about Kevin so far, just getting to work with him?
All around. And we're using him obviously a lot with his offensive lens on the things they've done here the last few years. To try to keep Book's environment, as consistent as possible to keep him playing at a super high level. But he's very knowledgeable both sides of the ball, really in all facets, and he's a good dude. We're really enjoying having him part of our staff, and he's fitting right in.
With this building, something the previous staff, coaching staff talked about was the ease in getting here and just like the location, like 15 minutes or less, you can be here whenever you want. Can you back that up in terms of your previous experiences and just the ease of the location?
Yeah, it's one of the benefits of being here. Me and Kev had that conversation. When if you don't live far from the facility, my first couple stops, Indiana, Orlando, I had a 30-minute drive in. So when I started living closer in LA and now here, I lose touch with people. I don't call my parents as much, and they don't like that. So I don't have that morning drive in. Kev was talking about the drive to Brooklyn and how long that was for him. So I think we're all enjoying that level of proximity.
Coach, are you a Phillies fan?
I am lifelong Phillies fan. Yep.
But you're rooting for the Diamondbacks.
Oh, I didn't say anything about that.
You gotta say it. You're
Lifelong
living here.
Phillies fan. Look, that's just in my blood. There's nothing I can do about that. But I will say that I've fallen in love with what the Diamondbacks have done this year. I'm a huge Torey Lovullo fan. And it's pretty remarkable, to make a run to get into the playoffs. They didn't win their final couple games, but to make a push to get into the playoffs, and then to take the Brewers down and the Dodgers down in the fashion that they did so, was highly, highly impressive. And our fans should be super excited about what they're doing.
Which is your favorite Philly team?
1980, Mike Schmidt, Steve Carlton, Jack Root, P. Rose.
Yeah, I covered that one.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, respect.
You gonna make it out to a game?
I actually am not. I have some things, obligations. First game's against we're in Palm Springs, and then the next 2 nights I have obligations, so I won't be able to, unfortunately.
So you're picking the Phillies, though, right?
I'm a lifelong Phillies fan. My blood. Go back to the tape where we said.
What can you say about the postseason environment? I mean, D-backs players are talking about that's the best place that you want to be in October.
Yes, I love baseball, and the NLCS, ALCS, the World Series. It's awesome. I went to the World Series last year. Flew across the country, took my dad to the game. My brother was there. We went the night after the 5-homer game. We went to the game that they got no hit.
That was a great game.
0 hits by the Phillies when I flew across the country to watch the World Series. But at least it was memorable.
Well, Kelly said the other day that he was at the game before the 500 game. He took his dad also, and he and his brother.
Yeah.
They're from that area also.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great, yeah. They can swing the bats. Those Phillies can hit the ball. Yeah.
I'm picking the Phillies.
Okay, that's your call.
Frank?
I'm picking the Suns over the Portland Trailblazers.
It's a good answer. Mikel would openly taunt Diamondbacks fans instead.
Oh yeah.
He was a little bit different.
I love this Diamondbacks team. I was hoping that they wouldn't somehow, match up against each other, because I love this team.
Frank, what can you say about tomorrow's open practice and the excitement of fans, and just what can fans get a preview for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think 2 days in a row they're going to get to see, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker play hoops. We expect them all to play on Monday, and get some action tomorrow as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Appreciate it.